So there's my gammon, £4 each, 3 for a tenner. I'm just giving it a few pre-soaks just to get some of the saltiness out, because I'm not going to boil it. I don't want a boiled ham. I'm going to roast it. A, because I prefer a roasted ham, and B, because I can do that in the Ninja as well. So when you cook your turkey, you also cook your gammon, so that you can have a bit of gammon with the turkey at Christmas, or so you can have it as a cold cut alongside the cold turkey in the evening, say Boxing Day or whatever afterwards. But anyway, this is about the 5th or 6th water change I've done, so that's going to go in fairly soon. So how do we make a nice portion of chips then? Well, I've gone for crinkled cut chips because I'm a child of the 1980s and I still have this that my mum bought me. Sorry, my mum bought herself. I stole it. Anyway, it's a crinkle cutter. Basically, you go with these corrugated bits and that makes your ridged chips. So you do it the one way and then you do it the other. So one way or another, as Blondie might sing. And then you've got your crinkle cut chip. Okay, nice and simple. So I'm going to do all those. Meanwhile, I have on the boil my hot water. So I'm going to parboil these for a few minutes. Then I'll take them out, allow them to cool with a bit of fat on them before putting them into the Ninja. So I've rinsed the gammon loads of times now to get it ready. I've stuck the thermometer prong in. We're going to go for roast. We're going to go for preset. And then we want pork, because that is what it is. Start, stop. So it's going to warm up. We're using that pan, and I've got some ghee in there, so it's going to give it a nice buttery flavour. Quite happy. Chips have been on for about 5 minutes in the water, so they should be nicely cooked now. I've got to whip them over to drain. So, Bon's here. Hold the camera. So they're only parboiled, so I don't want them to break up, but you get a lighter, fluffier crisp chip, like that. So pop them in. Looking good. They're all steamy, I think now. That's quite good. So we'll leave them to cool down. They'll just cook themselves a little bit more. Very starchy. Meanwhile, I've got my goose fat, okay, which I'm going to pop into the saucepan because I want them to have a bit of fat on them to cook for the air frying. Goose fat is good. That's probably the second choice for chips. You should traditionally do it with beef dripping. So you do roast potatoes, goose fat, beef dripping for chips. But A, I'm out of beef dripping. B, I happen to like it with goose fat. So we're just going to let that melt off into the pan while these cool a little bit. I mean, they're looking good. They're lovely 1983 sort of chip, those.
Showing your age.
There. I know. I am old. Yeah, it's looking good. So it's had food. That's all ready. Ghee has melted nicely. There's my gammon. Just going to pop that for a little bit of a coating. I've had a piece fall out. That's fine. So we're going to pop that in and leave that now for however long. Target temperature of 65 degrees, current temperature of 13, so probably half an hour, something like that, 40 minutes, but I'll tell you later. So my ham has just beeped. That's taken about 3/4 of an hour. And now it's looking good. I'm just going to take that out. So I've got it under the light. It looks a little bit darker on the outside than I'd expected, but that will be because the ghee has browned off. But that's looking good. So that's 65 degrees in the centre according to my temperature prong, which put in the thickest part. And I'm now going to wrap that in foil and leave that to rest in the oven. So the chips are parboiled, then left to cool, having been tossed in goose fat about 3/4 of an hour ago. So I've got the air fryer bit in, switch on, air fry, start, stop. We've just got to wait for it to heat up and then we can pop them in. So it's finished preheating, says add food. You can hear the sizzling. I've whacked them in. Close the lid and the air frying is going to happen. So it's saying 20 minutes at 200 degrees, which seems rather a long time to me, but I'm sure that knows best. So I've let it rest for 5 minutes. Now I'm just going to carve it. Nice gammon joint being carved into thin slices of ham. Looks good. The outside tastes nice, even if it was a little bit dark. That was just literally on the surface, you can see there. Can't see now, the meat.
Tastes nice.
Tastes good. So there we go, we've got plenty of ham from this gammon joint. So let's have a look at the middle. Just like to have a look. Looks nice and moist. It's hot, it's cooked, it's good. I'll reach over and give you some.
There you go.
Welcome.
Yeah, nice.
Good. So the chips have been frying in the air fryer for 5 minutes and all starting to get a little bit brown on the edge. Look at that. It's still a bit pale. Close it down. We'll look again in another 5 minutes. So the chips have had 10 minutes at 200 degrees in the air fryer. Okay, the outsides of some of them looking good. The ones in the middle looking a bit anemic. So I'm going to give them a shake now. They should be firm enough to do that. Yeah, they feel firm enough. 15 minutes in, they're starting to get a bit more colour to them. Starting to get a bit more cooked, but are they chips? Oh, they're alright actually. Alright, occasionally salt. Beep, 20 minutes in the air fryer, and we have got steamy chips. They look alright actually. Yep, they look good, So I'll pop them into the bowl and crack on. So, because we're doing ham, egg and chips, I've broken the eggs into the pan, but I've just taken the chips out that have been air frying, whacked it on. I'm going to air fry my eggs. So it's just heating up now, although it was already heated up. So, 1 minute in the air fryer and the eggs look like that. That will do. They're cooked. They look not too cooked, so that's quite good. Except the broken one, obviously, that always goes bad, so that'll be alright. Let's serve it up. Ham, egg and chips. So there we go. Ninja Foodi Max, ham, egg and chips. So let's just dip that chip in that egg and... yeah, man.